crystal blue sky overhead. Mariners and the Diamondbacks wrapping up the series. Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo both going through their pregame routine. How about a flex from one another? Bryce getting the start today. Castillo pitching in relief. Third time through the piggyback for both these guys and the M's. Now, Ketel Marte will put a helmet on soon enough. He's batting leadoff and DHing today, so he gets a break from the field normally at second base. Corbin Carroll, one of the game's best in right field. Perdomo, and then Nolan Arenado, who's had a hard time going in this series, both the groin and then was hit by a pitch when he came off the bench earlier in this series in game 1. So a little bit of a different look. Tim Tawa is off the bench getting to start today, batting 9th. So not the quite typical looking Diamondbacks lineup on a Sunday. They'll be facing off against the right arm of Bryce Miller, who has looked really good so far after beginning the year on the injured list.
This was part of the reason Mariners fans are so disappointed. He started the year injured. He looked so great in spring training. We know he put some weight on throughout the offseason. The fastball velocity's up. And you never know what pitch Bryce Miller's going to throw. He's got 6 to choose from, and he's going to keep these D-backs guessing all day long.
This is a Diamondback club 11th in baseball in runs per game, 6th in average. They do not hit a whole lot of home runs, but a bunch of doubles and even triples. They play in a very triple-friendly ballpark. Ketel Marte with that helmet on is leading things off today as usual. He saw his 11-game hit streak snapped in game 1 of this series. Was batting over 500 during the streak.
He came in hot.
As did the Diamondbacks. They'd won 10 of 11 coming into this series. Mariners have poured some cold water on them, winning the first 2. Mariners looking for the sweep today. Miller's first pitch, and we are underway. 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike to the former Mariner, Ketel Marte. 63 degrees, sunny but cool and very windy inside T-Mobile Park today. We'll see how long that hangs around for. Now the Mariners going with the 6-man modified rotation here today once again with the piggyback start. Miller will begin. We will see Castillo in relief. Mariners have 3 more games on this homestand. The Mets come to town beginning tomorrow. Splitter gets a whiff, and it's 1-2. Mariners will then go on a lengthy 3-city East Coast trip, and they will go back to a traditional, if you can call it that, 6-man rotation and get away from the modified with the piggyback that we have seen recently. So this will be the last time you see this for a little while, a couple of weeks or so. Here comes a 1-2. Pulled foul.
This is the earliest that I've seen Luis Castillo head out to the bullpen, went through his normal long toss progression, even threw a flat ground out there. So his willingness to make adjustments and find ways to adapt to this new role that he's tackling head on is really nice to see this Sunday.
He had never pitched in relief until this recent experiment. Another 1-2 from Bryce. Weak ground ball cued over to Young. It takes his time to get in there for the game's first out. Here comes Corbin Carroll. Well, certainly there's been a lot of talk about this piggyback situation for the Mariners, and as has been reported, Bryce and Castillo were both sat down. They talked to Dan Wilson. They talked to President of Baseball Operations Jerry Dipoto. Justin Hollander was in on this as well. So the communication lines have become wide open between those 5 in particular, and both Miller and Castillo have a better feel for exactly how this will be mapped out. And as we said, this will be the last time we'll see it, maybe at all this year. Mariners will go to the 6-man rotation on the road trip, and then we'll reassess what they want to do once they come back home. But because no days off on that road trip, a chance to give everybody a little bit of a break and go to a straight 6-man.
You've seen a lot of emotions around it in comments pre, during, and post game from both of these pitchers, but the truth is the performance has been tremendous. Through 17 innings pitched, there has been 4 runs allowed and 21 strikeouts. Whether they're comfortable or like it or not, they're still doing their job, and that's what this league is all about.
The 1-1. Well, you do think about it from the opposition's point of view. If you've got Miller the way that he's been throwing it, and Castillo the way that he has been since they have gone to this in particular, that's not a fun 9 innings worth of baseball to face.
No, and they're walking around reading all these things saying, what are they complaining about? These guys are throwing really well.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Corbin Carroll. Miller making his 4th appearance, his 3rd start this year. That just misses off the plate. Pareda trying to hold that for a strike, but 3-2. Carroll walks quite a bit. Pareda can't quite hold on to it. Foul at the plate. Still 3-2. Marte and Carroll last night 1-2 in this Diamondbacks order were held combined 0 for 8 in last night's game. Carroll a couple of base hits in game 1 in his homecoming. He put him away. Gas at 96, center cut. And Corbin Carroll can't move it forward. First punch out for Bryce Miller.
Well, he burned him on the pitch before. That was a foul tip Brady couldn't hold on to. Bryce Miller said, I'm just going to go right back to it. Put it center cut 3-2. I'm going to make you beat me.
2 up and 2 down. Switch hitter Geraldo Perdomo. Well, the Mariners are playing right now their best baseball they have all season long. They swept the A's in West Sacramento in 3. They then came home after a day off. They won the first 2 games here. One via walk-off, one a little more lopsided last night. This is softly lifted, kind of no man's land, shallow left field, and right there underneath it, Colt Emerson with the sunglasses gleaming. He makes the catch, and a 1-2-3 top the first for Bryce Miller. Well, the Mariners have been hitting the ball over the fence a lot recently. 8 home runs over the first 2 games of this series combined, including the first career multi-homer game for this man, J.P. Crawford, leading things off. Some more home run notes for the Mariners today. Julio has gone deep in 3 straight games. Raley in back-to-back contests. So we'll see how the Mariners get the ball in the air today against the veteran righty Merrill Kelly, who was with the Diamondbacks forever, traded last year at the deadline to the Rangers, and then signed as a free agent to return to Arizona this offseason. His first pitch fouled away for strike 1. You look at the numbers this year, Ryan, for Kelly, who began the year on the injured list. It's an ERA of 5.25. That does not quite tell the whole story for how he has been recently.
No, we touched on this in the open as well. You almost throw the first 4 starts away. 18+ innings, 29 hits, 15 walks, though. That's the piece that stands out. That's not Merrill Kelly's games. Really settled in for the last 4 starts, throwing 29 innings, 19 hits, 5 walks. That is much more Merrill.
A guy who has long worked the edges and the corners. He's ahead 0-2 on J.P. Crawford. That misses high for ball 1. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Pretty wide arsenal for Kelly.
Yeah, he's going to throw the kitchen sink in you. We actually saw Bryce Miller throw the kitchen sink in the first inning, but you really got to key in on the fastball. He's going to throw you 3 different types of fastball. And the bottom line is you got to get him in the zone. Good change of the left-handed hitters. Big breaking ball as well, the slider off of it. He's going to throw it all, force him in the strike zone and compete.
Yeah, the thing about it too, he has the 6 pitches and he really does use them all. This isn't a situation where he has one that he doesn't show you very often. Another foul ball.
Well, they're all in the strike zone too. Normally when a pitcher has 6 pitches, 1 or 2 of them are outlier, but the lowest in zone percentage for any one of his pitches is 56%, and that's the curveball. Everything else is well above 60%, so you know he's going to be filling up the strike zone.
Shot being foul once again. Now recently it hasn't mattered who's been pitching against the Mariners. Lefty, righty, young, more veteran. Mariners have been on it as of late. Another 1-2. Another foul ball. Mariners really flipped the switch once they went to West Sacramento. And they've been playing their best run of complete team baseball all season long. Looking for their 2nd straight sweep today. Pitch number 8. Two coming. Long at bat, but Crawford strikes out. There's that curveball you were talking about.
JP saw everything that at bat. He gathered a lot of information he can go share now with the rest of the hitters in that lineup and help them prepare for their first at bats.
Here is Julio. What a series he's having. 5 for 9. 2 doubles, 2 homers. He's matched his longest home run streak of his career. He's homered in 3 straight games. "12 home runs in total this year. 10 have come this month, and has been the best home run month of Julio's career by far. During this win streak, the Mariners are averaging nearly 7 runs per game. Meanwhile, they are allowing roughly 2. It makes sense, I guess.
That's a recipe for success. That's a recipe for a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I'd say so. It's been good times in Mariner land. Ball and 2 strikes to Julio. Ground ball off the bag at first base. Fernandez with Kelly covering. 2 outs. Well, the Mariners have been living with the home run ball in this series in particular. 8 of them the last 2 games combined against Diamondbacks pitching. It is a very windy day inside T-Mobile Park. Mariners haven't needed much help clearing the fence, but it is really blowing out to right field. So if you can get the ball up in the air, that's about 150 feet off the ground right now where the wind is really picking up. It'll go. Naylor showing bunt with Arenado way off the bag and deep. And Arenado saying, "Be my guest."
Yeah, you can take it.
I mean, normally when we see a player like Naylor show bunt, the third baseman then immediately reacts and comes in for the next pitch, and Arenado didn't move at all.
Nolan knows that game. The first inning cat and mouse, trying to create a little bit of more space on that left-hand side. He knows Naylor likes to shoot it that way.
Because what's the strategy for Naylor to do that in order to create more space for him to find a hit?
Yeah, for sure. If the third baseman can come in, it's going to create bigger gaps between the third baseman and the line and then the third baseman and the shortstop. Easier to beat him.
That's catcher's interference. You could hear it. It hit Garcia's glove. That is technically an error on Aramis Garcia, and it's a free base for Naylor.
I heard that immediately, just like you did. Hopefully didn't get that finger. No, it didn't. But went glove, ball, free base. Now we get to see Josh Naylor potentially steal second.
Kind of got a double click on that between the glove and the ball. Let's take a listen. Sounded different. It is an error on Garcia. Easy call for the umpire, and a move right away to keep an eye on Naylor. 12 bags and 14 tries for Josh this year. Again. Let's see if that makes Naylor increase his lead a little bit here.
I think he almost enjoys that because the third one now has to get him.
If you don't pick him off here, he automatically gets second base if you choose to throw. Ball one to Randy Arozarena, having a monster first couple of months of the year.
You kind of saw there out of the corner of the camera how just uninterested Josh Naylor looks in wanting to steal. I think that's part of the bit. Lull you to sleep and then sneak up on you.
There he goes. Ooh. Naylor will have to get on back, yeah.
He didn't know it was a foul ball. Sorry, Josh. He's mad.
Looked like he had that one easy, didn't it?
Yeah, he stands up and he actually celebrates this stolen base with a dugout. And then someone broke the news to him and he wasn't happy. You see the little handshake. Ah, man. All that energy wasted on a Sunday morning. Come on.
He's staying put this time. Ball and 2 strikes to a Rosarena.
I'm keeping my eye on the Kelly line where it shows you the pitch count. After every pitch he throws, it'll show you the pitch type and the velocity. Everything I've seen besides a curveball right now is between 88 and 92, which can be a pro and a con for a hitter.
Up the middle, and it works its way into center field. Base hit Randy Rosarena. Naylor is into second. Randy at first, so the Mariners with some traffic with 2 outs.
This could be a slider that just kind of hovers at the top of the zone. Saw an awkward swing on a changeup earlier in the count. You just really have no idea which way that pitch is moving, but Randy kind of does a nice job creating some space, moving back away from the baseball, and then releasing that barrel forward through.
Okay, so 88 to 92, not overpowering stuff from Kelly. What is it that catches your eye in terms of the hitter's perspective on that?
First and foremost, you can't try and do too much. You can be within the timing pocket, though, because a lot of these pitches are going to be between 88 and 92, maybe a 4-seamer 93, but you don't know what direction it's going to move until it's essentially hitting the grass dirt cut in front of you as a hitter.
Well, we just saw the pitch type so far. He's thrown everything almost the same amount, everything multiple times early on today in his first 22 pitches. Raley has gone deep in back-to-back games, 13 now on the year. Lucas homered in 3 straight games once in his career. It was actually the first 3 games of this season. Rolled over to first base. Fernandez takes it to the bag himself. The Mariners strand a pair, and after an inning, Mariners and the Diamondbacks a scoreless tie. On June 18th, the first 15,000 fans will take home the Stars and Stripes soccer jersey thanks to Alaska Airlines. You can gear up for the big game and rep the Mariners before Team USA takes on Australia June 19th. Mariners.com/tickets to lock in your seats. Nolan Arenado leads it off. Arenado was scratched from the lineup yesterday. Has been dealing with a groin injury and then able to come off the bench in game 1, but was drilled on the tricep right on that elbow guard at 98 miles an hour from Munoz. So he's been going through it a little bit recently. Arenado part of the Cardinals fire sale, and they really changed hands in a lot of ways. Mariners saw a very different looking Cardinals team a few road trips ago. This is Arenado's first year in the desert with the Diamondbacks after 5 seasons with St. Louis, 8 with the Rockies before that. And he goes down very quickly. 3 pitches, all strikes, and the splitter puts them away.
Arenado saw a fastball, a slider, and a really good splitter to finish him off here. This is a really tough pitch and a tough way to start your day for Nolan Arenado.
Second strikeout for Bryce, now facing rookie center fielder Ryan Waldschmidt. '96 missing off the plate for ball 1. Bottom of the zone, Waldschmidt challenging.
The batter is challenging the called strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The pitch is a ball. The count is 2-0. Arizona has 2 challenges remaining.
So Walshman able to flip that strike to a ball, 2-0. Good eye by the rookie. Do you think you would have liked the challenge system that we're watching every day?
I wouldn't have had ill feelings towards it. I don't think I would have been one of the players convicted in my decision making. I was unfortunately a little bit more of a free swinger. Not a really know the zone great guy. Hence why I'm here with the microphone in front of my face.
3-1.
But I was thinking that I was disappointed we didn't get to see Mitch Garver yesterday challenge any pitches. Every time I've been up here, he's been so fun to watch. And he's so convicted and knows the corners and edges of the zone so well.
A walk to Waldschmidt. Yeah, Garver's had one of the highest success rates for any catcher in the majors so far this year. First base runner early on for the Diamondbacks. Here is Ildemaro Vargas. Now I gotta say, your strikeout rate for your career was league average.
And what was the walk rate?
It wasn't great. It was quite low. But maybe you're just a really aggressive hitter, right?
I think the league knew that. How many homers though?
Oh, you had great homers. You had almost 70 home runs.
We'll take some show homers. Not show walks, apparently.
Pulled foul.
I've been really impressed with Pareda behind the plate. His receiving ability, his skill set that is, some would say undervalued nowadays in the major leagues just with the ABS system, but he makes a lot of these borderline pitches around the edges, especially the bottom of the zone. They look so good. Luckily we have the K-zone up here where we can kind of see what's going on, but he makes them look so good to the naked eye.
Well, this is interesting with the new challenge system. The framing might not be quite as important, right? Because obviously the other team has a way to counteract it, but not every pitch is being challenged, and teams do run out of challenges. So we've seen that happen. We've seen a team burn their challenges in the second inning. So it's still very much a skill set, even with the new technology. Still 1-2. I'll talk about low walk, low strikeout. Vargas, very extreme. One of the highest averages in baseball. One of the lowest strikeout rates. One of the lowest walk rates. He's got one thing in mind, and that's that. Picking up hits. Vargas dumps it into short right field. A walk and a soft single. Diamondbacks have 2 on with 1 away.
This would be a fastball, and like Goldie was talking about, not trying to do too much with this Vargas, just trying to put the ball in play. Really short, compact to the baseball. Waldschmidt gets a great read. He's able to get first or third, no problem. D-backs are in business, first and third. 1 out.
Instead, Fernandez. Ooh. That drops him down. That splitter got away.
Well, you saw a really good 2-strike splitter from Bryce Miller against Nolan Arenado, and this one just misses Fernandez's hands. Not where he's intended to throw the baseball, trust me. So tough. A low pitch up at your head. 96 dotted low and away.
Slider drops off the table. And we have not seen the real plus fastball so far today from Bryce Miller. Mostly 96. We've seen quite a few 97, 98s earlier this year. Still a good fastball, no doubt. 1-2. Flicks softly, short right field. Raley comes in on it. Waldschmidt is holding as that throw comes to home, and Pareda was right there, ready for him. 2 outs.
This was so well executed on every front. Luke Raley does a great job, aggressive to this baseball, gets behind it, but watch the throw. This throw is kept really low, and Josh Naylor is able to deke this to keep the runner at first base while also keeping Waldschmidt at third base. Well done by the entire defense on that play.
Everybody staying put. And here is Ramos Garcia. Backup catcher for the Diamondbacks. First pitch really sails on Miller, ball 1. Bryce trying to work around a 1-out walk and a single. First and third, 2 down. Blows it past him. Fastball 96. One. That was close. That was maybe on the corner. EQC Tracer has it as a strike.
That was painted.
So instead of 1-2, it's 2-1. No challenge by Pareda. Into the hands, pulled foul. Two outs, 2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Last time Pareda caught in that 6th inning, remember he lost both of those challenges. And that was one of the innings that sped up and got away from the Mariners a little bit. I wonder if he's a little gun shy here in the second.
2-2. He struck him out. Bryce Miller, 97 mile an hour, his best bolt so far today, and he strands 2. Today's Walk in the Park with WSECU and Washington State Parks. For every Seattle Walk at Home this year, WSECU will be donating $200 to Washington State Parks Foundation. This season at home, the Mariners have walked 116 times, bringing the total donation to $23,200. Ball 1, Cole Young leads it off. Mariners had some traffic in the first inning, but Merrill Kelly stranded runners at first and second base. Down the line by the pole. It is fair. Gone. Home run, Cole Young.
Cole Young, get you some. This is a fastball that he's able to keep fair. We talked about the wind that's going out to right field today. Cole Young didn't need any help on this baseball, barreling at 105 plus, and this leads back to his last 2 ABs last night. He had a really productive sac fly and then a base hit late in the game to cap it off, and he continues to build.
That is 9 home runs for the Mariners in this series. Canzone, the batter, he homered yesterday. He'll need a new bat. 0-2. Young's 4th home run this year. It's been a tough month of May for Cole, especially after what we saw from him in April. He's played fantastic defense all year long, but it's been a start of the season for Young where it's a young player making adjustments. There's no doubt. This stays fair to first base, gobbled up there by Fernandez. 1 out, and brings up Pareda, the catcher. A message from Papa Murphy's.
Introducing Papa's Picks. Enjoy a large 4-cheese or double shredded pepperoni take and bake pizza, and starting at $9.99. Pick one up today at Papa Murphy's.
1 out, a run in for Johnny Pareda. He takes beneath the zone, ball 1. This is out to left field, and it's in for a base hit. 1 out single for Johnny Pareda. That brings up Colt Emerson. Here's something that you've noticed about Colt. Tell us.
Every hitter has a routine, almost a quirk or a cue they do pre-at-bat. This is something I noticed from Colt Emerson. You see the first 2, this one right there, you'll see him use that little reminder behind. Colt is a right-handed thrower, left-handed hitter, so that back arm is the left arm, it's not the dominant one. He has that pre-pitch cue to remind himself to turn that barrel behind, and this is the home run he hit last night. This is why he's able to hit the baseball, not just gap to gap, but line to line. And Angie, you've done such a great job narrating that throughout his early career. What are you seeing just on a consistent basis from this young big leaguer? Well,
you can see how close he holds his barrel in his hands to his head. I mean, the distance is really small. Usually you see guys a little bit bigger, which kind of means usually you have further to go back. But he really gets that barrel into the zone right away. It just tilts right into the zone, like you're talking about, Ryan, and that just gives him so much length to be able to be early and to be late on the baseball.
Yeah, we noticed that in Kansas City. He had a couple extra base hits down the left field line, had the triple in Sacramento down the right field line. His ability to get in the zone and stay there for a long time is really impressive.
Yeah, we often talk about a hitter's approach, okay? And Seitzer will say, approach is the glue that holds your swing together. It's timing, it's recognition or seeing the spin, and then it's direction. And all of those right now, so good with Colt Emerson.
Camera guys did a great job getting that shot again live here. That's just his reminder. Left center field, hold your direction, stay on your line.
The 2-1. Chopping and clanked off Fernandez's glove, and it dies in the infield. Pareda into second, Emerson aboard. Infield base hit.
As a first baseman, it's hard to watch this one because you can see the second baseman is directly behind him. Would have had a pretty simple time getting this baseball, but you're so aggressive as an infielder. You're the first line of defense. So Fernandez just doing his job, wanting to be aggressive, go get this baseball. Would have been a tough play. Probably would have had to go throw this ball to Merrill Kelly at first base just to get one. Good attempt, but tough to watch replay, seeing your second baseman just standing there waiting.
One out and 2 on for the Mariners. They've taken the lead this inning on Cole Young's leadoff homer. Back to the top of the order in J.P. Crawford. Kelly's having to throw a good amount of pitches so far today, and JP was a part of that. A 9-pitch at bat to begin the first inning. Kelly did strike him out. JP made him earn it though, and now Kelly's already approaching 40 pitches with 1 out in the second. Diamondbacks hipper Torey Lovullo. 3-1. It was a major struggle. Ball 4, that is, for Merrill Kelly when he first came off the injured list this year. He walked at least 3 batters in each of his first 5 starts, including outings of 4 and 5 walks. Been a different story as of late, however. It's been much better. On cue, he walks J.P. Crawford. First time he's issued ball 4 today, and the Mariners have him loaded for the teeth of the order in Julio. This will prompt a mound visit. Bases loaded, 1 out for Julio. It was 5 for 10 in this series with 4 extra base hits.
All I can think about is what Angie and I were talking about yesterday with Julio's approach. First at bat wasn't super quality for Julio compared to what we've seen this entire week. A lot of sliders, cutters, 4-seamers away from him. We know the #1 pitch that Julio's looking for right now, and it's going to be something close to him, whether it's a 2-seamer, a changeup, or a fastball. What's he got to do to get there?
Well, his hands and his ability to get there are so quick. That's not the problem. You know, the problem has been sort of the soft stuff away, and so that's why that focus is on middle in regards to the hard stuff.
Well, that was in off the plate. Would have been ball 1.
And Merrill's a veteran. He knows exactly who he wants right now. He's going to try and expand that inner corner of the plate like he did right there in that sinker to open up the low and away chase on sliders.
Julio's got a chance to open this one up in the second inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. To center field, hanging up. Waldschmidt makes the catch. Pereda on his way home, plays the plate, and he is out. That did not work out well for the Mariners. Julio flies to center, Pereda out at the plate, and what was a bases loaded chance is squandered. 1-0 Mariners after 2. Our Wells Fargo active mic as we welcome to the booth the one and only Ken Griffey Sr. Senior, welcome back to Seattle. It's great to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. The weather has changed. It's nice. Beautiful weather today.
Well, this is a really special season for the Mariners. They are celebrating 50 years of Mariners baseball.
Wow.
You and your family, certainly a major chapter in that. What's it like for you when you come back to Seattle?
Well, it's a little different. I mean, Seattle wasn't built up as much as it is now. I'll get lost when I walk out the hotel now, you know. But it's amazing. You know, everything is going straight with me right now. I'm enjoying my life, and that's the biggest thing.
Well, what you and Junior did here is something the game had never seen before and will more than likely never see again. You have to first start telling us, what was it like the first time that you took the field with your son, both wearing Mariner uniforms?
I tell everybody this. It's a situation where I'm running out on the field with him, and I'm thinking we're in the backyard playing. He's only 12 years old or 11, and we're going to play catch, play a little baseball, and enjoy the game. But it took that much for me to concentrate on doing my job because I just didn't believe he got to the big leagues that fast. He got to the big leagues in a hurry. What was the transition like when he initially got drafted, meaning your son Junior? What was that transition like for you as you were actively playing in the major leagues? How were you able to support and communicate with him? I call him all the time. You know, when he was The first thing, when he got drafted, he had no idea where Seattle was. He asked me, he said, "Dad, where is it?" I said, "You're a long way from here." But then when he got out there and he seen what everything was about, and then his first year was in Bellingham. And he had a good year in Bellingham, and then to turn around, he went to A-ball down in San Bernardino. I think he played 2.5 months there, and he broke his back. He broke diving for a ball, and he was out for the rest of the year, and he played, I think, 2 weeks in Vermont. And he just ended up coming to the big leagues the next year.
Wow.
Which shocked me. I had already had 17 years in the big leagues, and I didn't think he was going to get there that fast. It took me 6 years.
Okay.
Now, when you and your son went back-to-back, something else that we'll never, ever see again, more than likely.
Yeah, mine went further.
Did we have StatCast back then to confirm it?
We had senior cast.
Okay.
If you watch the film, mine went further.
That's all that counts.
I mean, could you, in the moment, as you're competing on a major league field, even in that moment in time, could you understand how incredible that was, or did it take some time?
It took some time. It really did. First of all, I was still trying to get over the fact that I'm playing with him. So it took a while. I think, to be honest with you, it really didn't hit me until about at the end of the season during the winter. That we had went through that, and he called and reminded me about the home runs and all that. And he always tell me his went out faster, and stuff. But it was just incredible that we were able to play together. That was the big thing. I just didn't think he was going to get the big leagues at that fast.
Well, we know the things that you don't want to talk about. We saw the fly ball. You did a great interview yesterday where they showed the highlight of the fly ball. So we're not going to talk about it.
Oh,
That's
you're not?
it.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about it.
All right, good.
What I do want to know is, what do you remember? There's a lot of highlights. There's a lot of video. What are things that maybe didn't happen in front of a camera that you remember that just live in the front of your brain that you'd love to recap and, reflect on?
Well, the biggest thing was first time at bat in the dome. I'm hitting, I step out to get myself together, and I hear somebody on the on-deck circle say, "Come on, Dad." I never heard that.
That's new.
Before. And I got a hit, and then he turns around and he gets a hit right after me, and he said, "That's how you do it, Dad." Yeah, okay. I've been doing it 19 years. I've been doing it 15 minutes. So.
3-2 to Marte, and he pops this up. Emerson fighting the sun a little bit, makes the catch. Let's go back to the time machine and revisit this incredible moment in time. Senior and junior back to back. Now, you think Junior had more pressure on him?
Yeah. I told him it's all on him anyway, because if I hit the first one, it's going to be tough for you to get the second one. A week before I hit a home run, and he tried his best to hit it out, and he popped it up. He was a little disappointed, but this time, Lefevre gave him gave him the green light to hit 3-0, and he hit a sinker, which I thought was amazing pitch, tough pitch to hit. Yeah. And he hit a line drive out left. So I'm telling you, he was a stud. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a chance to watch a kid when I got here in Seattle, and he was a young kid, and he was taking over for 10 years. He was the best player in baseball.
And yet, when he was a kid and even into high school, you went how many years and never saw him get a hit?
That was 6. I told Bobby Cox, who was general manager with the Braves, he asked me, they were there watching him play in June, his last year in high school. And he said, I said, "Bobby, who are you here to see?" He said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "No, who you?" He said, "We're here to see your son." I said, "Okay." I said, "He can't hit." Bobby said, "What do you mean he can't hit?" I said, "Watch." First thing, struck out. Second time, he struck out. So now I got to go work. I got to go to work.
You got a game to play.
Yeah, I got to play down in Cincinnati. They beat our brains out. We had a team. We couldn't beat our grandmother, the Braves. So came back home that night. He's in the refrigerator. I said, "How'd you do?" He said, "I did okay." I said, how did you do? He said, 3 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBI.
You just had to leave.
Just okay.
I had to leave. Yeah.
Senior, it is such a thrill. Thank you for all the stories.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys have been great.
The one and only.
Seattle's been great, period.
Man, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow.
2 lemonades, please.
Here, on me.
Ken Griffey Sr. is like, oh, I actually saw him yesterday. I had no idea he was going to be in the booth with us today, so what a treat.
Naylor up the end of the bat into short left field. Tim Tawa is out there today, makes the catch, 1 pitch and 1 away.
Why does it always go 1, 2, 3, sub 4 minutes though?
Yeah, that was bound to happen. That was bound to happen. When you listen to Senior, you hear so much of Junior. I mean, they have very similar delivery, very similar mannerisms in that regard.
I had very similar introductions to both, actually, because I think I called Junior Mr. Ken Griffey Jr. or something like that, and he's like, you ever talk to that again, I'm going to walk the other way. Like, that's the last time you introduced me as Mr. I said, okay, yes, sir, yes, Mr. Junior, sir.
Misses inside. That was close on the corner. 2-0.
But the stories that both of them can tell, not just of them being together, but also their own personal experiences in the major leagues. Even off air here, Senior was talking about his All-Star MVP performance in the 1980 Dodger Stadium All-Star game. And I had to take my headset off and just listen. Just so impressive.
Hard hit ground ball, but out number 2. Here comes Luke Raley. Raley trying to tiptoe the line and foul. Well, he was sniffing a base hit. The insurance you get brought to you by Pimco Insurance. Talking 2-out home runs in the month of May. Only the Phillies have more in baseball than the Mariners, only by 1 more. 2 outs here for Luke Raley, leading the club with 13 home runs this season. Well, Arenado's not moving, and so Raley was trying to do it again, but now looks at 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's because he knows Luke Raley's known for hitting home runs, not bunting. He said, if you want to just go to first base, be my guest.
Fouled at the plate. Yet to the point about Raley and home runs, 13 home runs this year, all against righties. Only Buxton, Murakami, and Schwarber have hit more against right-handed pitching. So I don't know if Arenado knows those numbers quite that in and out, but he's got a good feel for who Luke Raley is as a player, and would be happy to have him standing at first base.
Sure. As
opposed to touching home. And he wears it. He gets hit on an 0-2 pitch. 2-out base runner. He finds a way to first base one way or the other. Today's Chevy Silverado drive of the game. It's been the lone run so far. Cole Young able to work this inside the pole in right field.
We know Cole's had a rough month of May. It's nice to see him making some adjustments. Saw some professional bats from him in the second half of the game last night. For him to start the game with a smash like that, it's a good sign for the Mariners.
Strike 1 his way. Cole Young has never had a multi-homer game. Debuted last May. Goes around. fact, Cole, something to keep in mind when you watch him play, and he's having a really nice start to this year. He's played in fewer than 162 games in his career, so he still has not had the full 162, granted spanning parts of 2 years. Played in just under 80 games a year ago. Tapper back to the mound. Kelly, a little underhand flip to retire the side. That 2-out hit batter is stranded. Gorgeous day here in Seattle. Temperatures are below 60s. Final game of the series. Mariners trying to break out the brooms and sweep the Snakes today. Bryce Miller pitching with a 1-0 lead, going through the order for the second time. And we'll see how long Miller goes today, but getting the sense around 75 pitches or so for each guy. So Luis Castillo will be obviously pitching at some point today. Miller just over 50 pitches so far. Today, the third time through the piggyback experiment.
We'll keep our eye on the bullpen to see when Luis Castillo starts getting up and moving around. Right now, though, he's a spectator watching Bryce Miller do his thing.
Ground ball to first base. Naylor handles this easily. And a quiet first down. Well, we just had our first fireworks night here in game 1 against these Diamondbacks. The next one's coming up June 19th. The Red Sox are in town. Sponsored by T-Mobile and moving 92.5. Mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets. One out, nobody out. Nolan Arenado, the batter. .360 career home runs for Arenado as that one caught a piece of Paredes mask. 9th most home runs by any third baseman in baseball history. Arsenal Kwame Supermo. Direct hit. Arenado, a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner. He's won 6 Platinum Gloves, which is given to the league's best overall defender each year, regardless of position. Cal winning that a couple of years ago. Arenado winning the Gold Glove each of his first 10 years in baseball. He became the second player ever to do that. Ichiro was the first. 10 consecutive Gold Gloves to begin a career. Playing in the show for 10 years in and of itself is incredible. Winning that kind of hardware 10 straight seasons to start a career is incredible.
He's been a generational talent from the minute he got to the major leagues. His trophy room is very decorated, very colorful.
0-2 still. 5-time Silver Slugger, 8-time All-Star. High school teammates with Matt Chapman, another great third baseman. Now with the Giants. Miller struck him out again. Fifth today for Bryce Miller.
Struck out Arenado in the second inning on a splitter, and this one ends up being a sweeper. This is the first sweeper that we've seen to Nolan Arenado. Still takes you back to the 0-0 fastball. That was kind of the excuse me check swing. That's the one that Nolan really wanted, but did not get his A swing off on.
Bottom of the zone, 96, and a challenge coming here.
Challenging the called strike.
Now, Waldschmidt won a challenge earlier on a pitch that was low.
The pitch is a strike. The count is 0-1. Arizona has 1 challenge remaining.
But loses this one. Oh, 0-1 to the rookie center fielder. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2.
That swing right there shows you how important the strike one pitch was. Same exact tunnel on the hand for the four-seam fastball at the bottom of the zone. And then the bottom just drops out of it with the slider there.
Miller takes care of him on 3 pitches. 6 punch-outs, facing the minimum yet again. It's on to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be seeing Colt Emerson hit 3rd when we come back. Today's Smile Moment brought to you by Delta Dental of Washington, supporting healthy smiles across Washington. Ken Griffey Sr. and Julio after Sr. threw out today's ceremonial first pitch. I would say the guy on the right has seen a pretty good center fielder or 2 in his day, one in particular.
Certainly. Senior was actually up here, had a ball fall out of his jacket when he was trying to leave. It was a signed Julio Rodriguez baseball. He's bringing it home for his grandson.
All right, well, there you go. Julio signing that after the first pitch. 0-2. Canzone leading things off. He homered yesterday, his 6th this year. There is a hierarchy of players when it comes to catching ceremonial first pitches. Julio doesn't catch a ceremonial first pitch for just anybody. I mean, it is how it works. I'm sure this has been going around for as long as ceremonial first pitches have been in the game, for like 100 years. You know, you get a guy like Julio or Cal out there catching a ceremonial first pitch. It's somebody big throwing that home.
There's also a desire from players to want to meet these guys. Not that he didn't get a chance to talk with Ken in the locker room, I'm sure, walking around. But there's also certain, like, football players. You'll see a Seahawks player come out here and they want to go shake hands and start a relationship with those guys. You have no idea where it can go.
Well, the ultimate example of that in recent memory was Mariners lefty Taylor Saucedo, who grew up in Seattle. Every time there was any Seattle sports star who came to throw at a ceremonial first pitch, Sauce would elbow his way to the front of the line to try to catch whoever it was, their first pitch. He wanted the picture in the conversation. Canzone draws a walk. Leadoff man reaching. Second walk today issued by Kelly. Sasu grew up a huge King Felix fan, wore number 34 in the minors because of Felix. A fun guy to have around during his Mariner career. Leadoff man aboard in front of Johnny Pareda. Strike 1 on the bottom rung. Mariners leading 1-0 on a Cole Young second inning homer. Foul ball, 0-2. Popped up. Vargas calling for it. 1 out, 1 on. Here comes Colt Emerson.
Colt had to single his last at bat, get a nice little look at his routine here. Takes a couple of those swings in the on-deck circle and see how he steps in the batter's box here, how he incorporates that pre-pitch routine. Constantly reminding that barrel to turn behind the back shoulder, behind the back shoulder.
And again, is it your belief that it's all because of which is his dominant hand? Is that what this is stemming from?
He's trying to get the right shoulder, right arm to not lead the swing forward. If the right hand pulls that barrel and knob in front of his body, it's really hard to hold your direction with the barrel to left center field, the opposite gap for Cole.
And this all stems from him being a right-handed thrower and a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, crossbody rotators, guys that throw righty, hit lefty, have a really hard time with that lead arm wanting to just dominate the swing, and what ends up happening is you're pulling the barrel across, and that's when misses pull set on the ground. So first baseman, second baseman, that's where you'll see a lot of the mistakes when those type of hitters are struggling.
Three-0. Is this the same thing as the Brandon Nimmo sledgehammer?
Yeah, crossbody rotators. Brandon Nimmo's a right-handed thrower, left-handed batter.
And
Cole Young as well.
And he warms up with a sledgehammer in the on-deck circle.
You know, to each his own.
Right. It's good for TV. But he must do that, Nimmo with the sledgehammer, for some type of similar reasons as to what we see Emerson doing. Is there a correlation?
100%. Call them cues as hitters. What is your individual cue? And then you kind of find the modalities that help enhance that cue. I feel bad for the clubhouse guys that has to be responsible for packing that and carrying it.
Yeah, worth noting the sledgehammer was here in Seattle.
Yeah, they don't weigh the bag for the private flights that these big leaguers take.
3-2.
You couldn't take that commercial.
Foul ball. Emerson reached on an infield base hit his last time up. Next pitch will be number 70 for Merrill Kelly. 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the 4th inning. Kelly has not had a clean inning yet. And a long at bat here for Emerson. It will be at least 8 pitches.
Merrill was on his way there last inning until he decided to hit Luke Raley. But 11 pitches is the best so far in the 3rd.
Another 3-2. Drifting foul. Arenado fighting the sun and maybe lost his bearings. Maybe the sun played a factor there.
We saw Fernandez look uncomfortable in a fly ball in the same exact location yesterday. The difference is Arenado's playing essentially straight up shortstop right now against Emerson, so he's got a long distance to run. I thought that wind might blow the ball back to him.
Hit hard on the ground, and it's taken by Vargas. Throws to second base. Man, that was pretty impressive. Sliding away from second base, and he still turns and gets a good throw off. 2 outs.
This is called knowing your runners, and Vargas is a veteran. He knows exactly what he's doing out there, but Canzone at first base is not a burner, so he had plenty of time and valued the lead out more than just getting the easy out at first base. Cole Emerson.
Yeah, nice play. Two outs, Emerson at first. Here's JP. How much of that is you just, I mean, he's been around Vargas a long time, but still there's always new players coming into the league. Is that a game 1 of a series type of thing where you, how do you know who's a good runner and who's not?
That'll be discussed in one of your team meetings. Normally the first game of the series will talk about good arms, good runners and such. I see Cole Emerson running the third base right here.
First to third on a well-stung base hit to right field off the bat of J.P. Crawford. The Mariners have something cooking here with 2 outs.
Well, Merrill's been having his way with JP today with this changeup. Finally gets one over the plate and up enough. And JP punishes this ball in a 3-4 hole that's open with Fernandez holding on Cole Emerson. Great read to get the third base right here and extend the inning.
Runners on the corners for Julio. trying to extend a 14-game on-base streak. Swinging bunt. Kelly fields it from in front of the mound to retire the side. Mariners strand 2. They are clinging to a slim 1-0 lead through 4.
America.
A ton of swing and miss already today facing Bryce Miller. Brian threw 4 innings, 16 whiffs. I mean, he has been missing bats.
The four-seam fastball, he's been aggressive with it. The location has been tremendous, keeping it in the upper quadrant of the zone. 6 strikeouts total in the day for Bryce Miller. Has looked as advertised.
Bryce getting near that 20 whiff mark. He's done that just 3 times in his career. That's not an easy thing to do. Tomorrow Vargas leaves it off. Watches that one sail in at the knees for a strike. Bunts through at 1-2. 65 pitches for Bryce Miller. Mariners trying to keep both these guys stretched out when the Mariners convert to a true 6-man rotation on the upcoming road trip. And Luis Castillo beginning to start his routine. This is flicked down the line, foul. One, two. A much different feel for the second starting pitcher in these piggyback games, going through that routine while the game is going on. And a little different feel for Dan as well if he has to pivot out of an inning to have a reliever bridge the gap before the next starting pitcher takes the field. Reaching for this, grounds it softly over to JP by the bag. Leadoff man sat down.
That's a great point by you right there. There's just so many moving parts and so many adjustments that each pitcher has to make. And it's hard as a starter when you've done it your entire career to eliminate things that you naturally do on your start days. So it seems like Luis today found a different way to go out there, play his long toss, play his flat ground catch, and get some of those pieces maybe back into his routine.
Pretty smooth sailing overall today by Bryce. That 23-pitch second inning, the only inning that taxed him maybe even a little bit, as this is bunted foul and he's out. And Pareto is pointing right at him. Fernandez bunted it right off of himself in fair territory. And Pareto was all over it, and eventually Nestor Ceja, our home plate umpire, was also.
Well, let's see if he's still in the box right here. This bunt gets out, moving out. It clearly hits him while he's out of the box, but let's see where this first touch happens. Touches his arm right there. The more interesting piece to me is back-to-back hitters trying to bunt. A very intentional decision to get Bryce Miller off of the mound, get him out of his routine and his comfort zone, because he's definitely been cruising today.
I mean, right? You can't see the ball hit him there, but it did hit him at that point out of the box. The umpires are now huddling. So Torey Lovullo clearly asked the umpires to talk this over.
Well, the right foot doesn't come down. He's touched before that, and the ball should be dead. If he's still in the batter's box, the ball is dead once it gets on his back there. So it's that first touch that's really going to matter.
So if it touches him in the box, if it touches him at any point later, it doesn't matter?
Should be a dead ball, yes.
Okay, well, that's what Torey Lovullo is saying.
See, that right foot does get down. It is out of the box. So now the question is, did that ball touch him before the foot connected with the ground, or did it not?
Well, I mean, if we can be honest about this, we are splitting hairs here. That's an almost impossible call for the umpire with that, right? I mean, that is 100%. A very difficult thing, especially with Pareto right in front of him. Let's find out from the umpire crew here.
And that's her saying he's out.
Well, you don't see that one every day.
And you would think if it was a challengeable play and Torrey was convicted in that, then he would opt the challenger right here, but he's not.
Clearly not challengeable. That's why he asked the umpires to huddle together and talk. So here is Garcia. And I applaud the umpires for honoring the request and talking, but I'm not sure what any of the 3 field umpires can add to that discussion based on where they're positioned, right?
No, Nestor behind home plate has the best view at that, so he's just clearly informing everyone else on what they saw and confirming or denying if they saw something different.
This is hit hard, and JP to a knee makes the catch. 5 scoreless innings. Bryce Miller, just 1 hit allowed.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
Well, the Mariners leading 1-0 on a Cole Young homer back in the 2nd inning. Bryce Miller holding the Diamondbacks off the board, just 1 hit through 5. Naylor, Arozarena, and Raley all due up. Merrill Kelly at 75 pitches beginning the home 5th. It's a swinging strike 1. Ground ball, first base. Fernandez. 1 away. Oh, we saw Luis Castillo stretching, now up on the mound. He's got that pitch count put in his hat, so he is getting ready to pitch the 6th. One down in front of Randy Arozarena. 1 for 2 today. In the air to center field. Waldschmidt, 3 pitches, 2 outs. Here comes Luke Raley. Luke has homered in each of the first 2 games of this series. He's really wanted that bunt, and he lays down a beauty. Arenado's been conceding the bunt all day, and Raley able to work one in there for a base hit.
Luke is on a mission today. He wanted to get a bunt single down more than anything else in this world. Merrill thought he had a beat on it, and he was the only shot for the D-back because Arenado was playing deep and was not moving. He didn't even break towards his ball once it was on the ground.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier, but I think what Arenado's done here has been genius. He's never conceded to Luke when he has threatened to bunt. He never moved in. He has a front row seat to watch what Luke Raley has done the last 2 nights and all season for that matter. And he would much rather have Luke Raley over there at first base than rounding the bases and touching home.
Hence why you didn't see him sprinting into that baseball or poor body language after he got down. He said, if that's what you really wanted to do, take it.
Oh, 2 on Cole Young.
And the Mariners done a good job getting traffic on the bases. They've had seven guys left on base so far, so plenty of traffic every single inning.
Ooh, close play over there at first base. Raley is safe. Yeah, I mean, I think the fair question is, would the Mariners rather have Luke Raley swinging than bunting right there?
And there's the point. That's the key factor right there. I remember I bunted one time with two outs, And Robinson Cano gave me an earful in the dugout. He said, listen, buddy, you're not here to bunt. I need you to drive in some runs, so either in the gap or over the wall. Thank you.
Now really taken off. This ball slugged out to center field, and it is caught by Waldschmidt. So the bunt is stranded. Young flies to center. Now the Mariners lead it after 5. Now Bryce Miller getting the start today, and he was fantastic once again, Ryan. 5 scoreless, just the 1 hit allowed, a single.
He looked tremendous today. The fastball, like you said, it wasn't up towards 97, 98 consistently. We did see 1 punch out against Garcia at 97 in the 2nd inning, but he was aggressive in the zone. 1 walk in the fastball, secondary pitches. He was able to use everything today and kept these D-backs hitters off balance.
Yeah, a ton of swing and miss from Bryce Miller today. He gives way to the bullpen. Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort pen report. Luis Castillo takes the ball. He will pitch the 6th, and we'll see for how much longer after here. Maybe the rest of the way.
The game's going to dictate where Dan Wilson goes from here. The bottom line is, when this piggyback situation hasn't been successful, it's because the offense didn't score enough runs. So let's watch Luis Castillo do his job, and let's see if the offense can continue to extending the score.
Mariners 1 run on 6 hits, leaving a lot of traffic on the bases today. They've left at least 1 man every inning. Nice start for Castillo. Strike 1 to Tim Tawa, leading things off, number 9 hitter. On the ground, J.P. Crawford, shoulder high, pumps the throw to first, quickly 1 away. Nice start for Luis. You can score on tickets for less than $12 when the Orioles come to town for a 3-game value series, June 16th to the 18th. Mariners.com/value games to lock in your seats and check out the complete Mariner value game schedule this summer. Mariners have won 5 in a row. The pitching has been just sensational in that stretch, and the rotation has been a major part of that, of course. During the 5-game winning streak, Mariners starters have put together a 1.27 ERA. It's the lowest in the majors during that run.
All season long as well. 1 through 5, and then as Bryce Miller came back, all 6 of these starters have thrown the baseball tremendously.
3-0. Facing the top of the order, Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll on deck. Well, the Mariners rotation 7th in ERA. They've logged the most innings pitched and the 3rd most quality starts. Brian Wu, magnificent last night. 3-1.
It's hard to clearly define who the aces of this staff from week to week, because a new guy steps up every time they go through the rotation. I would say this week Brian Wu looks like he's the guy, but you don't know who it's going to be as they turn it over for the next week.
Yeah, remember this conversation last year when the playoffs came around, and the question becoming, well, who's your game 1, who's your game 2 starter, and some of the conversation just revolved around, well, who's the hot hand right now?
Sure.
Because that is, if you take the season in kind of 3 to 4 week chunks, that is how it feels with this rotation. As Marte is aboard, he draws a 1-out walk.
There were a lot of feelings around that in spring training this year when Logan Gilbert was named the opening day starter. It felt like it could have gone to a couple different guys, and Brian Wu,
sure,
obviously the season he had last season, everyone thought he could have been the starter. Some arguments from George Kirby as well, and bottom line is, what a luxury to have all that.
Well, not what Castillo wanted, a walk to Marte for Corbin Carroll. Go ahead run at the plate now with power. 98, good velocity, but missing in off the plate, ball 1. Carroll 0 for 2 is struck out and flown out. This is sailing towards the crowd. Emerson giving it a look, but it's foul. Out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. long hold now. Kind of a nothing move over there to first base with Marte not far off the bag. Marte has not attempted a stolen base this year. Which is what it looks like. 1-1. Big bouncer up the middle. And oh, it gets past Young and Crawford. They both looked like they had a play on it. Throw to second. Safe. Wow. That did not go the way that I think most people thought it would when it first went off the bat. Second and third.
J.P. Crawford had a beat in this ball, but he really thought that Cole Young was going to be able to catch it and go directly to second base. But what was more impressive is the hustle from Corbin Carroll out of the box, smelling two the entire way. And I thought this play was going to be much closer than it was at second. Julio came up, made a strong throw, but Carroll's speed, we haven't seen it on display much this weekend, but we did right there.
Well, that is a double for Corbin Carroll, and there aren't many guys who can turn that into a two-base hit. He is one of the fastest in the game. He's smiling about that one a little bit. Infield now has to be drawn in. Marte at third, Carroll at second. Perdomo at the plate, 1 out. Broken back ground ball. JP circles, throws home, tag applied, and he is out.
Made you wait for it.
2 down. Just like on the Little League field.
Such a great play by JP right here to work around this baseball, aggressive through, catch and throw on the run, the money right there. Played a great job protecting home plate there. Didn't tag him the first time apparently, but was able to go around and tag him the second time to secure the out. JP was waiting just like the rest of us. Tag him.
Carroll into third. That's a huge second out.
See if he touched them here on the back. No, he completely missed him. Fortunate that Marte's left hand didn't sneak in there.
Arenado at the plate. Arenado did not look good.
The catcher is challenging the call of ball
In those 2 at-bats against Miller. Let's see if this is flipped to a strike. Yes, it is.
The pitch is a strike. The count is 0-1. Seattle has 2 challenges remaining.
Arenado 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts facing Miller. Tying run Carroll at third. To the backstop, and this game is tied on a wild pitch. He overcooked it, and we are even at 1 in the 6th inning.
This is a slider, just gets away from Castillo just enough, and Pareto gets a glove on it, but not enough to be able to keep it in front. Score the tying run, Carroll from third base. See the slider just keeps moving. Tries to trap it there, but unable to keep it in front.
Two 2-1. Foul ball. Count evens on Arenado. Go ahead run Perdomo at second. 2-2. Lays off that slider, full count. Arenado calls time. He strikes him out. Arenado down swinging, but this game is tied. A wild pitch brings Corbin Carroll home, right back where we started, going to the home sixth.
Earlier there was a big play. This is a Colt Emerson ground ball in the 3-4 hole that Vargas is able to slide and grab. And remember, he actually got this lead runner at second base, and at the time wasn't a really big deal. But when J.P. Crawford came up for the next time and had a base hit to right field, that runner couldn't score because Colt Emerson was at first base instead of Dom Canzone at second.
Well, runs at a premium today on both sides. The Diamondbacks have tied it up. Canzone, a rocket down the right field corner. This ball is fair and gone. And the Mariners take the lead right back. Home runs in back-to-back games for Dom Canzone. Strike one to Pareda. Young and Canzone solo homers today. 10 home runs this series for the Mariners. The Diamondbacks have not had a lead in this series yet. They've been able to tie it, but they have not been in front.
This has been the piece that's jumped out to me so much this series. Every time the D-backs get something going, the Mariners respond the very next inning.
Two and two. Kelly approaching 90 pitches, bullpen up. Kevin Ginkel sounds like a lefty, throws righty.
Ginkel lefty.
Ginkel's born to be a lefty. Not to be. He defied all the odds. Still 2-2 on Pareda. Kelly's getting close to facing the order a fourth time through. Number 9 man Emerson on deck. Ground ball right through the wickets into center field. A multi-hit day for Johnny Pareda. He is aboard. Back to Canzone's leadoff blast.
Really good at bat right there by Pareda to get on first base with a single. But look at Canzone's home run right here. This is going to be a cutter low and in. And this is the Mariners responding. Yes, the game was tied the top half of the inning, but the minute the bottom half goes around, Canzone's able to drive one off of the foul pole. Just hits off the basket weaving there to give the Mariners the lead once again.
A great shot with the Snoqualmie Super Bowl. That one scraped some paint. Changeup gets a swing and a miss facing Colt Emerson. Emerson looking for his second hit today. Mariners have had traffic every inning against Merrill Kelly, but just 2 runs to show for it. It's been kind of a high-stress day for Kelly in that regard.
1 strikeout, 2 walks. He's been around the zone the entire day. Defense doing a nice job picking him up behind him as well. Mariners continue to put pressure, looking to break through this inning.
One and two. Spoils it to stay alive. Mariners have hit the 7th most home runs in the majors this year. They have relied on the home run ball more than any other team to score runs. Evident once again today. Might be the last batter one way or the other for Merrill Kelly. Ginkel warmed up and ready to go. 96 pitches. Strike 3 called. Emerson caught looking. Let's see what Torey Lovello wants to do here. They let him face JP. On his way out. Will not face the order for the 4th time. Ginkel coming in. 1 out, 1 on. We'll step aside.
Oh, it's a perfect day for a barbecue, and Rolling Smoke Barbecue started as the passion project of a husband and wife duo born and raised in Seattle who turned their love for backyard barbecuing into a thriving restaurant and now a spot at the ballpark. Rolling Stone Barbecue is a local black-owned barbecue and catering business known for its community involvement. I don't know if I lost Aaron with all of these pictures, but if he's still in the booth, Aaron, T-Mobile Park fans can enjoy rib platter, pulled pork sandwich, brisket sandwich, loaded mac and cheese, and more. Section 313, my friend.
Okay, just above us.
Yeah.
Commercial break inbound. Kevin Ginkel. First pitch strike to JP Crawford. 25th appearance for Ginkel. Get ready for that slider.
A lot of punch outs in the season for Ginkel. Good four-seamer as well, but the slider is where he's going to live and die.
On cue, nothing in 2. And you don't see this too often from a reliever. He has spent all 8 major league seasons with Arizona. Drafted and developed by the Diamondbacks, pitched at the University of Arizona. Former Pac-12 guy in Tucson. The life of a big league reliever, unless you are one of the elite back-end guys, is obviously such a nomadic lifestyle. Those guys on the move quite a bit typically, but not Ginkel. His 8th season with the D-backs.
It's a great point by you, Aaron. 16 saves total in his career, so hasn't been a very high leverage guy, at least back into the games, but has been just a steady force for them in these middle innings to be able to bridge the gap to the back end.
1-2. Skied softly towards the line, left field, and foul. JP trying to reach for the 3rd time today. Walk and a single.
Goldie, that slider has almost like 12-6 curveball action so far. There's a ton of depth on it.
Well, there it is again, and it just disappears.
This pitch just works straight down the zone. You can see it's kind of hovering at the top quadrant of that zone. He's going to throw the 4-seam fastball off it as well, but there's so much depth. It's hard to know as a hitter when you're the batter's box. Where is that breaking ball going to finish? And by the time you commit, you've already made the wrong choice.
Julio with 2 outs and a man on. Julio's homered in each of his last 3 games. That catch. Garcia on the backswing.
Julio does have a longer backswing, fouls off his baseball, so that's the first crack you hear, and then he's going to go ahead and Give Garcia a little love tap on the side there, almost where the ear hole is on that big hockey mask.
Only Kyle Schwarber has more home runs this month in baseball than Julio. Soto and Julio with 10, Schwarber 11. Soto will be in town beginning tomorrow with the Mets, 3-game series to wrap up the homestand. One, two. And this gets between the legs but doesn't go far. Garcia able to stay with it, 2-2. Mariners taking the lead back this inning on Canzone's leadoff homer. They've got Pareda at first with 2 down. Able to lay off the slider.
Good take right there. Let's see if that earns him a 3-2 fastball.
Here it comes. It was the slider.
Without Julio swinging it, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws it again.
He calls time. I mean, if you're Julio, are you thinking if he throws the slider, it's either going to be a mistake, or if it's where he wants it, it's out of the zone?
You almost have to accept defeat to some regard. If he executes a tremendous slider, great, but I'm unwilling to get beat on the fastball here. So that's the internal conversation he was just having with himself. See where he lands.
It's strike 3 called, a heater, down and away, dots the corner at 96. Paint job by Ginkel, who strikes out a pair to end the inning. Today's Overlake Medical Center scoreboard. Mariners leading 2-1 on a pair of solo home runs. Rainier looking beautiful as ever. Blue skies overhead. Final game of the series. Ground ball bounces foul. Waldschmidt leads it off. Mariners are riding the longest active win streak in the majors. They've won 5 in a row. Trying to secure their second straight sweep. Good heater, 0-2. Cole Young fighting the sun with his bare hand. He can't find it. That's all right. Naylor was in better position. He makes the catch.
This pop-out was looking like no man's land for a second here. Luke Raley coming in hard at this ball. Cole Young wanted to go over there and help, but luckily Josh Naylor was camped. Got a really nice read on this and made this fly ball routine.
One away for Vargas, who lifts this into shallow center field. Julio comes in and makes the catch, covering a little bit of ground. Quickly 2 away. Join the next generation of Mariners fans by signing up for the free Mariners Kids Club presented by BECU. Each membership includes a special Kids Club hat, membership badge, access to exclusive events, special discounts, and much more. You can scan this QR code you see on the screen to register today. Nice day for the family at the ballpark today as Jose Fernandez takes 97 low for ball 1. 2-1.
Looks like Torrelobella's got a lefty, Brandon Garcia, up in the bullpen right now. Shows a couple right-handed bats right now in the Mariners batting cage underneath the dugout, getting their body loose, ready for the bottom half of the inning.
Check swing foul. It does make a huge difference. We've seen it firsthand when the other team does not have multiple lefties in the bullpen. Garcia, the only southpaw out there. And we'll see what Dan Wilson wants to do when Luke Raley comes in. Raley will bat third and will likely be hit for. Garcia, the former Mariner prospect. J.P. Crawford has this one come to him. The Rock with a 1-2-3, top of the 7th. Mariners maintain a 1-run lead. Time to stretch. We'll keep it right here for God Bless America.
Before we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, we ask that you please rise if you're able and direct your attention to the area behind home plate. To sing God Bless America, please welcome Kimberly Giordano.
Let's start again. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
home. Easy.
Mariners TV is brought to you by the Washington Lottery. Washington's Lottery helps fund the Washington Grants. Free money for college, training, or apprenticeships. Gorgeous day inside T-Mobile Park. Mariners trying to sweep aside the Arizona Diamondbacks. And a former Mariner farmhand is on the mound. Brandon Garcia pitching for the second time this series. Lone lefty inside that Diamondbacks bullpen. Well, he can really rush it home.
Garcia's the lone lefty, but I was prompted after we saw him throw on Friday night to ask a few Mariners media member about what they saw with him, and he was beloved here, and people were excited about him in the major leagues and obviously being traded over to the Diamondbacks. But seeing him come out and throw was electric on Friday night.
He's facing the guy for whom he was traded for, and Naylor is safe at first base. That gets thrown away. Infield base hit Josh Naylor. You don't get to see that every day.
We're going to see Josh Naylor's body language after this. He's not thrilled with his process and how he executed this, but we'll be happy with the result of being able to get on first base and another opportunity for him to steal a base. So let's see if he can take advantage against the big lefty.
Randy on the ground to second, on to first, and a double play quickly erases that leadoff base hit. Now Raley is left in there. 2-1 game, 2 outs. And he was left in to face the lefty. A rare left on left for Luke. Well, you wonder how much a part of this strategy for the Mariners is. It's the only lefty in the bullpen, and if this spot comes up again, he'd be facing a righty.
But this is the first time that I've seen Dan Wilson make this decision this season. So this is very unique, especially a one-run game. You kind of expect to see a potential of, Victor Robles going out there and taking over for defense in the last 2 innings. This would have been a shot for him to pinch hit.
Only his 8th plate appearance against the southpaw. Out to center field. Waldschmidt makes the squeeze, and the side retired. Garcia faces the minimum. Mariners TV is brought to you by UW Medicine, where research gives hope to those in need and creates healthier futures for all. UW Medicine, a higher degree of health care. And by Steel, the official outdoor power equipment of the Seattle Mariners. It's a one-run game. Looks like the Diamondbacks are going to their bench, so a mound visit to talk about a pinch hitter, Gabriel Moreno, the usual starting catcher for Arizona, bats for his backup Aramis Garcia. Moreno's had some good at-bats in this series. Castillo taking over for Bryce Miller in the 6th inning, so this is 3rd inning of work.
Moreno looked really good night 1, had 3 hits, had the double and 2 singles. Last night the Mariners were able to quiet him down a little bit.
Two and two. Time call. Diamondbacks lone run coming on a wild pitch in the 6th inning. It scored Corbin Carroll from 3rd base. Jammed him, a little water balloon into shallow right field. It's a base hit. Well, Moreno didn't get a lot of it, but he puts it in the right spot. Leadoff man aboard. That brings up Tim Tawa. Now going back for a moment as we look at him getting jammed up and into 98. Luke Raley batting there. We mentioned there's only the 8th plate appearance that he's had this year against the lefty, and Garcia the only lefty reliever for the Diamondbacks. I wonder how much, as Dan Wilson was thinking through, do you bat Robles for Raley there, which we would so often see. This is fouled back with a lefty. The 2 outs, how much that factors into things, because after Raley, it was another lefty bat in Cole Young. You're not going to bat for Young. He's in there against everybody. And Young against a 99-mile-an-hour lefty with a breaking ball, probably, odds are, it does not result in something good.
Sure.
And so you have now lost Raley when there's not another lefty in the bullpen later in this game. And if his spot does come back around, this is put down. Naylor with a bare hand, throws to second, wide. It gets past Crawford and into center field. 2nd and 3rd now. That did not go according to plan. And now things get real interesting.
Josh Naylor got a good jump on this baseball. And him being a left-handed thrower, he actually has the open angle to make this. It was going to be a tough play. It would have been bang, bang anyways, but since it was a force out, he felt confident enough to make that play. Didn't work out, just a little bit wide, taking JP off the base, and now you got 2 in scoring position here.
Infield in for the top of the order and Ketel Marte. Goes down as a sac bunt and an E3. Moreno is at third. This is Randy's. He makes the catch. Moreno's coming home. The throw is up the line, and this game is tied. A defensive miscue stings the Mariners here in the 8th inning, and the Diamondbacks have tied it back up.
From what I've seen this season, Julio does have a better arm in center field, and this is a ball he could have gone around and throw, but lets Randy take this ball a little flat-footed and makes a throw to home plate, and even the catcher running Moreno is able to score with no problem.
Castillo, a foot race to first, and not an easy guy to win a race against, Corbin Carroll. Bottom line, if Julio wants that ball, he can call for that ball?
Certainly, and I think he would have a better angle on it coming home. But something prompted him, and maybe Randy called it earlier, then he can get around it and let him have it.
Tawa takes third on that play. Go ahead run 90 feet from home as Perdomo digs in. .96 ball one. Line and caught! Wow! Cole Young with some hang time in right field. He just took a run off the board. A possible game-saving play from Cole Young. Well, the Red Sox are coming to T-Mobile Park for an American League matchup. You can get your tickets to see Roman, Anthony, and the Sox take on Julio and the Mariners June 19th to the 21st. Mariners.com/tickets. Now Cole Young, the eraser, taking a run off the board. That was a surefire ribby knock from Perdomo until Cole Young climbed the ladder. Murillo is up on the mound. We saw him in game 1, and he can really rush it home.
Really good fastball, a lot of depth on the breaking ball. This is where Randy Arozarena had that walk-off hit in the 10th inning on that 2-strike slider.
Young has homered today. One of 2 solo home runs for the Mariners. Canzone had the other. Dom waiting on deck. .97 missing. Good count for Cole Young, 3-1. Not only does Murillo miss bats with that 98, 99 mile-an-hour fastball, he's also been a good ground ball pitcher this year. In fact, the Diamondbacks bullpen, that's been a real strength of theirs, keeping the ball on the ground. And Murillo's been a big part of that. 3-2. Struck him out. To the Ford Sports Desk, Angie.
Guys, I was right there with you. I didn't understand why Julio, who was coming in on the ball, wasn't taking that throw to home to get Moreno. But talking with EY and then EY confirming with Julio Rodriguez, that sun is directly in the center fielder's eyes. And so it was a much better angle for Randy Arozarena. But you guys know, I mean, Julio, he's got a little Kelly leak in him from Bad News Bears. I mean, he'll take everything he can get.
Slapped the opposite way for a base hit. Well, that all makes more sense. Canzone aboard for the third time today. His second hit plus a walk.
This is a change of the Dom Canzone's trying to ambush, and this thing is breaking off the plate. To Dom's credit, though, not trying to do too much, is able to throw this line drive to left field to get the winning run on.
They will run for Canzone. Robles running. .99 mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Pareda. Trying to keep Victor close. Robles, who has missed most of the first 2 months of the season with injury. Just 2 stolen base attempts this year. Hit hard to right field, straightaway right. Carroll, who's had a really quiet series defensively, not a whole lot of action out there, makes the catch for out number 2. Most of the action to right field's been over the fence.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 outs, Robles at first base, and here's Emerson.
Let's see how aggressive Victor Robles gets at first base. Moreno's a great throwing catcher behind home plate.
Yeah, Victor hasn't looked too eager to run over there yet.
No. Moreno's not fully slide stepping. He's got a kind of a 3-corner full leg kick. If he gets that full leg kick, see if Victor takes advantage of it.
Robles steps off his lead. Well outside, 2-0. Emerson, a home run yesterday, his second of the majors. 1 for 3 today. (2-0). Healthy hack at it.
Healthy hack at a big fastball just beats Emerson underneath the barrel. If that pitch is any lower, he might be jogging right now.
Three and 1. Top of the order next, J.P. Crawford. It's a walk. He takes low, and the Mariners have the go-ahead run in scoring position in Robles. That's a nice Really nice 2-out, 8th inning tie game, big league at bat there for Emerson, right?
Yeah, that was really impressive. The 3-1 count right there. Great opportunity for Cole to get big. Was expecting Murillo to go back to the fastball up and in. Was thinking in my head, Colt's got to get him down in the zone, and that was down in the zone. Easily a pitch a young big leaguer could chase and expand the zone, but no. Discipline, takes his bases, passes it along to J.P. Crawford, who's been hot.
Yeah, whether you're 20 like Emerson is or you're 25, if you're a rookie and you want to make a name for yourself, I would have to imagine, right?
It was a situation to give your team the lead in the 8th inning. Yeah, it was a perfect opportunity for you to get outside of yourself and try and do more.
He takes his walk, pushes Robles into scoring position. Base hit can put the Mariners in front. Ball 1 outside. Oh, this is interesting right now inside Dan Wilson's bullpen. It is silent. So either Munoz is unavailable today, or they just prefer the idea of Castillo, should the Mariners take the lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. Obviously, we saw this happen the first go around of the piggyback. It was a 1-0 game. Castillo began the 9th, allowed traffic, and then Munoz came on after him. And the White Sox tied, eventually took the lead. 1-2 now on JP. He swings through 98, and the Mariners strand a pair. That has been a theme of today. 8 complete. Mariners and the Diamondbacks tied at 2. Tied at 2, beginning the 9th inning. Luis Castillo out there. It's a slew of righties by and large due up here in the 9th inning. Starts with Nolan Arenado. Fouls it away for strike 1. You've got back-to-back righties, then the switch hitting Ildemaro Vargas, and then 3 more right-handers after him. Now Castillo comes into this inning a little over 40 pitches, and you wonder, with the 6-man rotation looming, Mariners will go back to that for the road trip. Beginning, it'll start with this 3-game series starting tomorrow against the Mets. 0-2. Does Castillo need to pitch more as they are trying to keep both Castillo and Miller stretched out? I don't know. 40 pitches, 44 now. Is that a factor? What's Munoz's status? Bizardo, Brash available, you would imagine here?
I've seen Bizardo inspire up today in the bullpen at least.
This ball is fair. Long throw coming, intentional skip, and Arenado is out. Colt Emerson thrown out, one of the great third basemen of his era.
This was a really nice play. Colt Emerson's going to be playing no doubles, which means he's much deeper and closer to that line, making the throw to first base much further. Does a really good job of just using the turf. Ends up 2-hopping this. And Josh Nader does a nice job collecting that out on the backside.
Here's Waldschmidt. Nothing but strikes so far this inning for Castillo.
And Goldie, your point is valid about the pitch count versus the game. Bottom line is winning this game matters more than pitch count. But if there's an opportunity to continue extending Castillo Like if this game goes to 10 innings, will we see Castillo go back out there?
Or the same thing.
There's a chance.
Yeah, in this particular case, you can understand how this pocket of righties is a good fit for Castillo, and you get the benefit of him continuing to get stretched out. 96, strike 3, 2 up and 2 down.
The fastball's been coming out of Castillo's hands really well this entire outing. 96 up and in, just beats Walshman to the spot. He's got no chance there.
Here's Vargas. Old friend Paul Sewald. We have not seen him in this series. Warming up to pitch the bottom of the 9th inning. Julio angling back to the track, making the catch, and let's see, yeah, go find a fan there in the J-Rod squad. Speaking of Julio, he will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Naylor and then Arozarena. A run wins it for the Mariners. We have reached that point of the day where a run wins it for the Mariners. Julio leads things off. Murillo is back out there. Hard throwing righty has the bottom of the 9th.
A big reason why Murillo is still out there is I think Torey Lovullo remembers the at-bat that Julio had against him on Friday night when that fastball was beating Julio.
Well, the Mariners have a chance for their second walk-off in this series, and both would be against Murillo. There's even a chance that it's the same guy to do it against Murillo. Randy will bat third. 0-2 on Julio.
And these batters cannot be stepping into the batter's box right now thinking about home run as much as you want to be. Murillo's given up 1 home run all season and just 2 last year in 34 plus.
He does keep it on the ground well. That plus the strikeouts. Julio yet to reach base today. He has reached in 14 straight entering this afternoon. 1-2. Awkward looking swing and a miss on an elevated fastball up and in.
Julio had a great take on the pitch before the fastball up and away. We know he wants that pitch close to him, but when it starts climbing the ladder like that, especially with the 98-mile-an-hour velocity, it's just really tough to beat it.
First pitch to Naylor. Count evens 1-1 on Naylor. A long hold. Now the pitch. Naylor calls time. We were wondering what would happen should this game go into extras. We have our answer. It will be Luis Castillo. One, two. A wave and a miss. Man, that changeup really had some movement on it. Darts away from Naylor. 2 outs.
Well, Josh was not happy with himself after the swing and miss in the first one. Foul ball, and then Murillo doubles down and just throws a nasty 93-mile-an-hour changeup off that same up and away quadrant. Really tough at bat there for Naylor.
Well, it was Randy who walked it off against Murillo on Friday night. Can he pull the same trick twice?
Just went right on right changeup to Randy.
I think he was trying to end it.
Yeah, there's one thought on Randy's mind right here.
The 0-2. Murillo carves through the Mariners in the bottom of the ninth. We don't get to see this very often or say it, but Luis Castillo, you've got the 10th. Back in a moment. All tied at 2, beginning the 10th inning. Ildemaro Vargas is the automatic runner. He starts at second base, and Luis Castillo, who took over in the 6th, he is working into the 10th. Fernandez at the plate. Drops the bunt down. Pareda pointing. Castillo throws. And they get Fernandez, who gives himself up. Sack bunt moves Vargas into third.
Really professional job right here by Fernandez just to get the bunt down. It's not a perfect location, but it's soft enough to land there in front of Luis Castillo and force him to make a nice play.
Go ahead run Vargas at third. Now Castillo, as you remember, pitched in the 14th and the 15th inning right here in this very ballpark. Game 5 of the divisional series last year against the Tigers. An incredible 15-inning walk-off win thanks to Jorge Polanco. Gets a chase at 98, 1-1.
Second time Moreno seeing Castillo today. First time he came up, had a base hit to right field. Fresh off the bench.
Limbo's him back 2-1. Three balls and a strike, infield in all the way around. Go ahead run at third base, one down, top of the 10th. Walked him. Some easy takes there in that at bat for Moreno. Runners on the corners. Bullpen is up for the Mariners. Ferrer. And it looks like we will have a pinch hitter for the Diamondbacks. It's their only lefty, Adrian Del Castillo.
That walk to Moreno almost looked like an unintentional intentional walk. Like he wasn't challenging the zone. He did get the strike one aggressive early and then was trying to force Moreno to expand the zone, maybe do too much, bringing the double play into effect here with the walk.
Yeah. Well, let's see if the Mariners want to make a counter move at all. An interesting thing is the Mariners will still keep the infield in. Well, let's see. Young backing up a little bit over there at second base. They do not go to Ferrer here. Strike one. Young and Crawford at double play depth. 1-1. Castillo's been pitching since the beginning of the 6th inning. Diamondbacks threatening with 1 out in the 10th. On a 1-2. Strike 3 called, and this is being challenged.
The batter is challenging the call strike.
This looked close.
The pitch is the ball. The count is 2-2. Arizona has 1 challenge remaining this inning.
Del Castillo will survive to see at least 1 more pitch. Top of the order is next. 1 out, 2 on. Go ahead run at third base. 2-2. Next pitch from Castillo. Three-two. Got a piece.
Went back to that backdoor slider right there. Really well located. This is the same exact pitch that Del Castillo won on the challenge there. Would have been just off the plate as well. Really good pitch by Luis. See if he can set up a fastball top of the zone here to put him away.
His 3-2. Long at bat for Del Castillo as Moreno was off and running with the pitch. Vargas go ahead run. This will be pitch number 9 to Del Castillo. Here it comes. And he put him away. A slider puts him into the ground. 2 outs.
Great job by Luis Castillo here. We talked about the potential of the fastball up. Goes back to the slider. Slides right underneath Del Castillo's barrel for a big out number 2.
Pete Woodworth going out to the mound. You got switch hitting Ketel Marte coming up here. 2 outs, runners on the corners. And Marte a good hitter from both sides. They are sticking with Castillo. Here are the splits. So the average batting lefty, of course, fewer plate appearances, and with that in mind, more home runs batting righty. Ground ball. Whoa, wow. Whew. That was close.
Very. Emerson's playing off the line too, just creeps up and over. That's barely foul for strike 1.
Oh, and 2. Hey, let's re-rack those splits. for Ketel Marte this year versus righties. 7 home runs. Higher average versus lefties. Going with the lower average approach here versus a right-hander in Castillo. Base hit gives the Snakes the lead. 2 outs, 2 on. Castillo trying to wiggle out of a jam. On an 0-2. Next one from Castillo. Changeup missing away.
Just giving Marte a different look there. He's beat him underneath the barrel, close to him with the slider multiple times. See that changeup, the show me pitch to finish him low in with another slider here.
The 1-2. Ground ball, Young right there. Shin high. Luis Castillo with the flex. A scoreless 10th, and he strands a pair. What a performance today. Luis Castillo keeping the Mariners in and a chance to walk off the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 10th. Well, this is the exact reason why they did not pinch hit for Luke Raley back in the 7th inning. For this moment in time, he comes up here representing a chance to win the game facing a right-hander. Jonathan Loaizaga is up on the mound. Hard throwing righty. And you can see Randy Arozarena running through the screen there. He is the automatic runner at second base. And you know what the Diamondbacks are saying? You can go to first.
That didn't take long.
They will opt to face a different lefty, Cole Young. They've seen enough Luke Raley in this series. He's homered each of the last 2 games.
Do you think it was the bunt single that did him in?
That was the last straw. Enough with this guy. Corners creeping in. Loaizaga spins off. Good runner at second base. Winning run to Arozarena.
Loaizaga giving you the show me move to second base. They're trying to see if Cole Young's going to square around there. Trying to gather information.
He squares and bunts it foul. Squaring again, drops the bunt down. Out at first, both runners advance. 1 down, winning run 90 feet away.
That's just a really professional job by Cole Young here. First rounder out of high school. I can guarantee you he was not doing too much of this in high school. A lot of guys will learn how to bunt when they do go play college baseball, but Cole Young had to learn in professional baseball and comes up with the clutch one here in extra innings for the Mariners, put runners at second and third base.
Infield in all the way around. Victor Robles at the plate. Victor Robles has never authored a walk-off win in his career.
What a time to get the first.
1-0. Ground ball, tackle, bobble, ball game! Mariners win! They sweep the Diamondbacks! On a series that has been defined by the home run ball for the Mariners, it's a cue ball to shortstop that wins it and authors Victor Robles' first walk-off plate appearance in his career.
You took the words right out of my mouth. There were 2 home runs hit that were well over 100 miles an hour today, but the game-winning one, under a 70-mile-an-hour broken back ground ball that a diving Perdomo was unable to come up with to allow the Mariners to win this defining game 3 of a sweep. Well, it's gonna be a good fastball in. Perdomo gets a decent jump on it, but cannot catch it cleanly. Pops up, and the entire D-backs defense almost just stands there in shock, not knowing what to do, asking, is the game actually over? And the Mariners' response from celebration, and Gum, that is behind first base, is proving that yes, it is in fact a sweep, and the weekend is now complete.
Stay out of Luke Raley's way, man. Be somewhere else right about now.
Good on Luis Castillo. He threw a heck of a game today.
Well, the Mariners have won a season-high 6 in a row. They sweep their 2nd straight series. They are playing their best baseball all year long. And in a full team effort today, it's Victor Robles off the bench to help win it for the Mariners. And what a perfect Sunday at the ballpark. Everybody goes home happy. Our Fire TV winning moment. Angie?
All right, thanks so much. Of course, I'm here with Victor Robles. Manny's here as just sort of support, right? Okay.
Bodyguard.
All right. Bodyguard. Okay. Victor, this was your first ever. That doesn't feel that bad, does it, on a day like this?
Oh, it feels amazing, you know, especially when we won. But that feels cold, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a little chilly. I got a little bit of that too. Hey, it's your first ever walk-off hit. Just tell me about where your head is right now, your reaction to winning this game.
Oh, so excited right now, you know. Everything that we do for win again is special, and I feel special right now.
Okay, it's really special to sweep a team. You guys do that against the Athletics, and then you do it again. Much more difficult, back-to-back sweeps. You know, what's happening right now with this team? No, did I, was that me? Was that my fault? Did I look off to your shoulder?
I mean, it feels special. Like I said, we compete. Even like we miss 2 of the best hitters on the lineup, we still compete every day, and just we try to do 100% of their field.
You know, on the broadcast side, we were trying to come up with what we like the most about how the team is playing right now. And it's really hard to come up with just one thing because you guys are doing so many things well. What about you? When you look at what your team is doing right now, what do you think is the most impressive?
I mean, the buy, like the fans bringing every day, that's what we play for, and we try to do the best. So thank you guys for bringing the energy every day. So keep it bringing, and we're going to keep going.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Do not trip over this water cooler and go grab that Trident.
I will do it. Thank you.
Victor Robles after this one, as the Mariners complete the sweep against the Diamondbacks. What an incredible couple of series for this Mariners team. We've got lots to get to. 3-2 is the final. And yeah, well, I see, you know, Victor's so big and strong. I didn't see this till the very last second to try to get out of the way. Of the four-home barrage yesterday, he left the yard again today. Yesterday was on a cutter, yesterday it was on a curve. Today it was on a cutter, and I caught up with him in the clubhouse to find out what's going so well for him right now.
Yes, it's felt really good. I mean, it's